That's going to be the big question here, because here we go. We are diving in, and this is going to be a best of 5 qualifying match.
Yep. Welcome everyone to the first map in this best of 5 series. Lightshed LA is the map in this great TvT, and starting this TvT with this TerraN, the red TerraN player playing for no one is TerraN.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Chilean TerraN player. He is blue, also representing himself. It is Jarppi. And for Fernando and a couple of people asking in the chat, hey, who is Jarppi? You know, like, especially for people who weren't following the scene, the Latin American scene last year or even a couple of years ago. Jarppi, I think we could both agree that he's the best Chilean TerraN, right? Hands down,
Yes,
just straight.
the best Chilean TerraN, the second best Chilean player overall after Halfbreed.
Would you say that? Or do you mean like successfully?
Yes.
Like historically?
I mean, historically, yes. Historically, Halfbreed has always been the Chilean, and one of the, in the old days, he was one of the top 3 Latin American players. You know, back in the old days, it was Halfbreed, which back then he was killer, and
Yes.
Phoenix from Peru, and Special in Mexico.
Yes, yes. It's important to note, when Darking says back in the day, we are talking about, you would go as far as to say Wings of Liberty, right?
Yes.
Yes. So
Wings of Liberty, early Heart of the Swarm, which was when Halfbreed and Phoenix like stopped playing, and that was when Special started to become really good.
Oh yeah, back then he was major, of course.
Yes,
very strong player. But yeah, so Jarppi, aka Jens, he has been around for a very long time, ever since, you know, the beginning of StarCraft 2 back in 2010, which is why it's so impressive to see him return to the game and qualify through the open qualifier and be here, even being a little bit cheeky.
Yes. By the way, interesting choice of opening. I was gonna say, because TerraN went for Barracks then Racks. Jarppi went for Gas then Barracks. And then Jarppi went for a quick reactor on the Barracks for a double repair and a quick factory, and now he's proxying starports.
Yes, exactly.
TerraN's gonna scout it.
It's going to scout it. So again, TerraN, he went into the main base, he saw the opener, he's like, hey, you should have a starport. Where is it? Forces a cancel on the starport, sees it immediately, and oh god, this is already a great start for TerraN.
Yes, 100% is a great start for TerraN. His natural is being built inside his base. He has enough units to defend against this Jarppi aggression. And now he's miles ahead, man.
That he is. And now Jarppi, he's just sending out more Reapers and Hellions, maybe gonna try and brute force his way up, but oh god, defensively there's already a Cyclone, this is gonna be a full wall off. Regardless, he's gonna make it as hard as possible for TerraN to expand and take his natural.
Yes. TerraN just has to close. Okay, with the 2 Marines and the Cyclone, I think he has enough to defend this. Yep.
Oh, he's trying to focus on
the Cyclone.
Yeah,
the Cyclone adds a lot of DPS. I mean, yes, he lost the rest of his units, but that Cyclone is very tanky against Reapers and Hellions.
Yeah, that it is, and the tank just barely comes out, even gets a lock on the Hellions, so TerraN will establish his natural.
Yes, I believe he lost 1 worker or something like that, so nothing major, and his natural is ready.
Yes.
His natural is ready. He's ready to start booming, and again, in Jarppi's is still not done.
Yeah, it's still on the way. Again, he was very delayed because of his attempted proxy. At least he does get the Reaper into the main base. He can deal some damage here. Oh, can get a worker maybe?
Yeah, he does. Nicely done.
Oh my god. The tank!
Oh, he barely got it. Those SCVs were a little stuck, but they managed to save the tank.
Oh my god, and this Cyclone does get a lock on the medevac, but it also does get picked off. Jarppi, he's losing a lot here, and now TerraN, he's going across the map. Yep. Jarppi's trying to intercept, he's trying to intercept. Okay, TerraN, he backs off in the end, but again, you know what? He has 2 tanks. He's looking to try and siege up and lay siege on the main base of Jarppi.
Will.
Oh, and Jarppi is stuck on the low ground. Oh god.
Yes, Jarppi has a Raven, which will be very important soon. He's going to drop a turret, I think. Yeah, but he does it in the high ground. Oh, he focuses on the medivac, so no more high vision.
Yeah, exactly. Even though a scan went down and a scan was kind of wasted there, Jarppi was able to clean everything up. TerraN forced back.
Yes, that was a nice defense, and with that, we're basically equal.
Basically.
Yeah, it was basically equalize everything, and TerraN deciding to go for a more economic focus. He has his TRCC on the way.
Yeah, this is very interesting how TerraN is playing this out, because he's foregoing certain upgrades, right? We see Jarppi, he's going for stim. He may even throw down some extra production, but yeah, there we go. We have some more Raxes being thrown down. Meanwhile, TerraN already almost done with that 3rd CC.
Now it's Jarppi's turn to push. And the difference, the important thing is he has the air superiority with those Vikings. That's 4 Vikings. Only one Raven, but there's nothing in the air that can shoot up. That is the important thing. So that Raven is going to do wonders. You just need to look out onto 1 tank and more than enough.
Yeah, like honestly, I worry for TerraN. Like as soon as Jarppi finishes up stim and gets more Marines out, I do think there's an opportunity here for him to fight this army. He scans, he sees what there is.
Honestly, Jarppi should just go. Should just go, because he can trade very well, and in the best case scenario, TerraN is forced to trade SCVs to stop these tanks, and all because of the air superiority. Like TerraN still does not have enough Vikings to counter this.
Yeah, but you know what? TerraN is working on those Vikings, and Jarppi is giving him a lot of time.
Yes, that's the thing. Jarppi is giving him time. I love how TerraN is positioning Marines here and there, just to see where Jarppi's army is. Oh, be careful, TerraN.
Yeah, the Ravens are being chased by all these Vikings of Jarppi. Jarppi made his whole pursuit. Like TerraN, if he sieges up now, like he's gonna be left exposed.
No one siege. This is just a straight up fight, and Jarppi has more units. He has 5 tanks.
Mate, the first player to siege was the first player to lose, like, because the armies were on top of each other, and just like that, Jarppi wins the trade and forces the 3rd CC to be lifted up.
Teammate, this is the kind of things that makes Jarppi a good player. Like, if I were him, I would have probably sieged there and lost the game.
Oh god. I mean, things are a little scary here for Jarppi, because now finally there are enough Vikings. Yeah, TerraN finally has air superiority. He even has 1 Raven remaining after that fight.
Important thing, Jarppi, his third base is done and positioned correctly.
Yeah, and I like this. He doesn't overstay his welcome. He does turn around. He does go back home. He just takes his advantage and leaves. Right now, it's really difficult to kind of press on and try and break the natural. So, yeah, he just backs off and takes his 3rd. And this is a lot of tanks.
Yes, this is a lot of tanks. With a good positioning, this thing will be very hard to break. And yeah, from here on out, we're basically going to play chess. Do you like chess? Because that's what's going to happen.
Pretty much. I mean, kind of. There are moves that Jarppi can go for, which is difficult because there's a sensor tower. I was about to say he has a lot of medevacs. He's getting more. He could try and go for a doom drop. We see that a lot in TvT, and TerraN is aware of that. So is Jarppi. That's why they throw down the sensor towers.
Yes, he's going to try anyway. He has a couple of medivacs, full of Marines, trying to do some damage. I think they can sneak past just like on the edge of the top of the map.
Yeah. The very edge. I mean, we'll see if he can sneak past the army. At the same time, TerraN is also being active with 2 medevacs and a bunch of marines. Oh boy. Rita, we're just waiting to see who hits who first. I love how TerraN made. Look at that marine spread, by the way. It's all over the place. It's like Chan with Lings.
I know, right? He's like any set player with overload.
Boy, and that...
Sure. It went completely undetected.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how fast TerraN reacts. The answer is not very fast. He's losing a lot of SCVs.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of SCVs are going down. The Marines do come back to defend. At the same time, Jarppi is moving forward. He's trying to catch the army unawares, but TerraN does scan.
Yes, the drop was clean. Only the medivac survived, but they destroyed 11 SCVs. Yes, which now puts Jarppi with a 10 SCV difference in workers. He's ahead. And his 4th base is being built.
It is on the way, but he did not see the medevacs push out from TerraN. TerraN is going straight for that 4th base, looking to at least cancel it. Jump. There we go. There we go.
There we go. There we go. It is cancelled. And it forces Jarppi's army back.
Jarppi comes all the way back home, and that gives TerraN the breathing room to now push out himself with his own army, with his own tanks and Vikings.
Yes, there are tanks here. I don't think this push is going to do anything. Oh, nice. Nice. What's the name of the ability again?
Indifference Matrix.
Yes, thank you. Nice matrix on the tanks, but unfortunately he lost his most front tank when doing so. So at the end it does nothing, and this is a good drop fight by TerraN.
Yeah, exactly. A really nice job. It does pull a lot of the Marines back home for Jarppi. It does expose his tanks. It's just pure tank here. And here come the libs.
The liberators are here. This is the important part.
Mates, how long is it going to take for Jarppi to react?
And here we go. Here comes TerraN's army. They're going right over the tanks.
Yeah, exactly. The majority of the tanks do fall down. Only 2 tanks remaining here for Jarppi. Jarppi losing a lot of supply.
Now we have to be careful because Jarppi has a lot of Marines, man. And here they come to intercept the rest of TerraN's army.
Yeah, they do pick off a tank. At the same time, we do have a small drop in the main base of Jarppi. Jarppi is being pulled apart. Even a couple of Liberators sieging up.
Man, what a dynamic game we ended up with.
Oh my god, and Jarppi's just going for the base trade. He's had enough. He's like, yo, I cannot defend anymore. I'm just going to be able to take out your 3rd CC, which is great. But he turns around. Ooh, I don't know about that one, mate.
I think it was the good decision because it was very risky to go into the main base with only Marines and nothing else. Plus, you need to come back because your base is getting wrecked. The good thing that we have for Jarppi is that Jarppi didn't lose his CC, so he has 4 CCs versus the 3 of TerraN. But what he has lost is 42 SCVs.
Exactly, and TerraN actually, he may not have an orbital, but he was making his 4th, so he just floats it over. But of course, Jarppi has his own 4th. They do scan each other. It's going to be really, really difficult for Jarppi to really break this position. And as you said, TerraN just has a massive economic advantage. And with that, he's going to be able to outproduce Jarppi.
Yes, the important part is the number of tanks. TerraN has 6, Jarppi has 3. And none of Jarppi's tanks are with his army here in the middle of the map. So he cannot engage. The best he can hope is a drop, which is very hard because now TerraN has all his bases covered.
Exactly. He even has a deeper here to the north so he can have a heads up. He's maybe a little bit vulnerable in the natural, but his army isn't too far away from it, so he can respond pretty easily.
Oh, where are those SCVs going? Okay, he's flying his main base.
Yeah. I like it because he knows that his opponent already has a 4th, so it's like, okay, I have to take drastic measures to take my own 4th.
100%. As we know in StarCraft, it is very inefficient to have more than 3 full mining bases at the same time. You have you have very little room for army if you do.
Yeah, you don't want too many workers. Which, to be fair, neither player here has really reached yet, especially Jarppi. Jarppi's still struggling to catch back up. But regardless, because it's TvT, it's difficult to push into tank lines, right? So TerraN, he's still kind of chilling out, defending at home. So is Jarppi, allowing each other to macro back up.
Yeah, what maybe TerraN can do here, because he has the big economic advantage, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that he notices how many SCVs he destroyed. He can start trading, and with the big economy that TerraN has that Jarppi does not, maybe he can start withering Jarppi down.
Exactly, like he should be doing that pretty soon. Problem is that now, you know, the supplies have closed up. Jarppi has a very large bio count here, but here we go. TerraN does finally push out across the map once again.
Just as predicted. It's
But
almost as if we have a TerraN player here casting.
Almost. I mean, you said you started off as Proto, so I don't know anymore, mate. I don't. Oh god.
Jarppi preemptively. Okay, yes, his CC is indeed in range of the tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And what is Jarppi trying to do? Is he going to? Okay, he's going for a counter attack.
We'll see. He does pick up with his medevacs, and he does go north. Okay, he doesn't. He is going for a counterattack. Doesn't go for a surround.
Oh, right over the tanks. There were absolutely no marines here, so the tanks went down. The question is, does Jarppi has enough marines? I don't think so. No, he does not. He definitely does not. He loses everything. He traded his whole army for basically 2 tanks.
Exactly. That was a massive loss there for Jarppi. He also lost a lot of SCVs across the map. His third base is on fire, and TerraN just drops into the main base. Ay.
Today is not a good day for being a marine or Jarppi's.
Not at all, mate. Not at all. As we can see, in like 1 minute, Jarppi dropped 100 supply.
The tanks are all alone.
Yeah, they're all alone. All these tanks are going to go down. Jesus, TerraN is just all over Jarppi right now. Jarppi does have 3 tanks on the high ground. He needs to get them sieged up. But even with that, there's just so much TerraN.
Yes. Now his economic advantage is starting to shrink even more, mate.
Oh god, and TerraN doesn't even care. He's gonna just run up the ramp into tank fire. He just has so much to work with, and he's just gonna be able to take everything down.
And GG, after 17 minutes of a really back and forth TvT, TerraN takes the first point in this series.
Oof. GG. Very hard fought. And yeah, with that, TerraN does take the lead, but again, mate, it's the best of 5, you know, a lot can happen.
Meanwhile, Light, while this is happening, we have updates from the other matchup.
Oh, give them to me.
Desert Lord, 2-0 against X.
God damn it, Eggs. Not like this. Not like this.
Shakti versus Desert Lord is going to be one of the qualified matches in the lower bracket. So we have another Brazilian that is guaranteed to advance to Dream.
God damn it, Eggs. GG. I mean, it's. What else is there to say?
You okay,
really? What else? Like, Eggs was such a good player last year. He was so good. He was a tier above Jim Rising, the Zerg Lord, Shakti. Like, you could make arguments for him to be up there amongst players like Eric and Cham.
Yes.
I heard.
See, kid, this is why you don't play League of Legends.
This is why you didn't play League of Legends. It's one of those things where I hope he does, like, I hope this doesn't deter him. I hope this gives him maybe like a realization, like, maybe I should like practice and take this a little bit more seriously. I hope he doesn't take this loss and just kind of like push him further away from the game. I hope that doesn't happen, because again, there's so much potential with Eggs. GG.
Okay, mate. It's okay. You have to get it over with because we have the second map in our best of 5 TvT.
We do. We do.
We are now loading in one of the most like tank friendly maps in the map pool, I would say, especially for a TvT.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of terrain that you can use to your advantage when it comes to tank lines and siege positions.
And yeah, mates. Welcome everyone. Welcome to 2000 Atmospheres, the second map in the best of 5 series. Here, starting in the bottom left hand corner of the map. Already winning one game. This is the Brazilian TerraN player, TerraN. Mate, I suggest you go for a fast introduction.
Oh yeah, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Chilean TerraN. He is blue, representing himself, and currently about to be proxied. It is Jarppi.
No. To be honest, this is only one SCV. So this is just going to be fast reapers, not like two barracks reapers or two barracks marauder or two barracks marines. It's only one barracks reaper.
Yeah, this will deal a little bit of damage, but it shouldn't end the game by any means. It's not going to snowball. It is like incredibly committed by TerraN.
In theory. In theory.
I believe in Jarppi. Okay, I have faith.
Yes, Jarppi is not going to scout it, but he's sending an SCV to the opposite side of the map, probably to scout TerraN's base. And when he notices that there is something missing,
yeah, then alarm bells will be ringing here for Jarppi. Meanwhile, this is Proxy Marauder.
This is Proxy Marauder. This is spicy, man. This is spicy.
Oh my. So with Marauders, with Concussive Shell, you can take down Hellions, you can take down Reapers. We'll see what Jarppi's response is going to be here. Because this could look like proxy like Reaper.
Yes. Either way, exactly just as I was saying, you start building bunkers. Jarppi doing and look, because he's not sure if he's Marauder or Reaper, he thinks he's Reaper, he's building one of the bunkers right where the Reaper usually jumps.
Yeah. It's that's not good. I mean, thankfully the Marauders are going to show themselves, so now Jarppi knows 100%, hey, it's Marauders, not Reaper, so he should salvage the bunker behind here. Meanwhile, Jarppi supply blocked. Oh, thankfully he lost an SCV, so he can build a Marine. Oh boy.
Here we go. Concussive shares are done. Unfortunately, he lost the SCV, so he does not have much to look into the high ground. He maybe is going to leave his barracks after the tier Marauder.
Yep, there we go. Yes. So he's going to be coming in here to get that high ground vision. With it, he should be... Marauders, do they outrange bunkers? No, right?
When they're in the low ground, I believe they do. I think they do.
We'll see. Meanwhile, a Widowmine shows up. Oh god, he's trying to...
That Widowmine is excellently positioned because he cannot attack with all of his Marauders.
Nicely done there by Jarppi, able to zone out the Marauders. The Marauders can still chip away at this depot, but TerraN has to think about the follow-up. Oh god, be careful. Oh god! Jesus. TerraN, please.
Meanwhile, Jarppi is going to answer with a Banshee.
Interesting. A Banshee's on the way for Jarppi. Meanwhile, we do have a tech lab on the side pool for TerraN. We'll see if he goes for a Banshee of his own or if he goes straight for a Raven.
I'm gonna guess Raven, especially because TerraN is going for a Cyclone. Yeah, it's a Raven, definitely.
Okay, beautiful.
So yeah, he should have enough to defend at home with the Raven and the Cyclone. This Banshee shouldn't do anything. And yeah, the TerraN is done with the aggression. His Marauders are coming back. And we're going to start to, quote-unquote, move into a more standard game. Both players have the CCs build basically at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Not much of a difference in timing, and this is more into a difference in unit composition right now.
Yeah, and at the moment, like, even though TerraN is getting what he needs to defend against what Jarppi is going for, Jarppi, he's banking up and waiting for 2 Banshees. Like, he can still deal damage. He can still one-shot SCVs. Like, if TerraN is out of position, damage can still be done.
Yeah. The bunkers are salvaged. The CCs are going to go into the respective bases. And clock is about to finish. So as soon as the second Banshee pops out, I believe they're going to move across the map.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Again, 2 Banshees are all you need to one-shot workers. Again, we do have a Cyclone, we do have a Raven here to defend in between the bases as well. TerraN, he's getting ready to react to whichever base he needs to go to defend against the Banshees.
Yes. And a fast TCC for Jarppi right now. It's actually a little slower than the TCC for TerraN.
Mm-hmm.
TerraN went for a really fast TCC.
Yeah. Oh, I love this from Jarppi as well. He's actually being a little bit aggressive with his own Cyclone here. And the Cyclone of TerraN moves out.
Oh, they trade. This is huge because he lost the Cyclone and the Banshee are about to pop out.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, the Ravens do have energy. They can throw down auto turrets, but again, the auto turrets are stationary. He has to be careful with where he throws them down. Oh my. Yep.
Oh, interesting. He just threw them into Fred's Matrix over them.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, thankfully the Vikings came out just in time. And can they get one? Ooh, they do get one Banshee.
They do. They chased the second one. They won the second one. The Banshee is about to be without energy. Mm. But I think the Banshee is a little bit faster than the Vikings. Yeah. Good guy Marine, saving the Banshee.
He does. He distracts the Vikings for a moment. The Banshee does go all the way back home to the safety of the tanks and the Widow Mines.
Yeah, in the end, was it worth it? Not really, but he did at least destroy some SCVs. Mm-hmm. Jarppi did good thinking on the fly when he saw to trade his Cyclone for the Cyclone of the enemy, because he knew that he probably didn't have much of anti-air other than that Cyclone to get the Banshees.
Yeah, exactly. And he really did need to deal that economic damage, especially because the third base of TerraN is a little bit faster, so he's going to be able to catch up. As we see, he already closed the gap when it comes to the worker count. So yeah, it was very necessary of Jarppi to pull off.
Yep. At the end of the day, this is basically a very close matchup. Look at the supply type; they're basically equal.
Oh yeah, basically equal. But again, you know, in TvT, mate, it's all about the positioning, right? Like, who sieges first, who drops who first. At the moment, Jarppi, he's focusing on his air superiority. He does have 4 of his Vikings. Meanwhile, TerraN, he was also working on it, but eventually switching over into his medevacs. But man, he has so many Vikings.
Yes, definitely the air superiority this game is going to TerraN. Mm-hmm. I mean, Jarppi is there, but with the more Vikings and, importantly, the second Raven that Jarppi doesn't have. He can make it work. I don't think he has enough tanks to really make a good push. It's only 5 tanks, which is a good number, but it's not like an excellent number to start destroying your opponent's base, especially when the economy is so close. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the end of the day, these 2 guys are going to just chill out a little bit, build more of their units, of their technologies, before finally start to see where they can break the other guy.
Exactly, yes. As Fidantok was saying in the chat, this could be a long best of 5. Yeah, I mean, that is how, like, these more macro-oriented TvTs can go. Obviously, there can be hyper-aggression, like, if a player like Juanito was here, like, this series would be over in like 15 minutes because he would cheese every other game, and like hard commit to the cheese at that. Kelizer can do that too, but as we can see, you know, TerraN, sure, he opened up with a proxy, but it wasn't incredibly committed, and we did still end up in a longer game.
Jarppi forgot the shields for the Marines. It's just starting.
Ooh, it's kind of late. We're almost at the 10-minute mark.
Yeah,
I mean,
because TerraN Marines already have them, and they also already have Steam. So yeah, I think he forgot.
I mean, thankfully he realized before a big fight happened. That's the
Yeah, I know,
worst.
right?
That's the worst moment to realize when you forgot an upgrade.
Why are my Marine losing? I have more upgrades. What's happening?
Yeah.
That's what's happening. Trust
Oh
me, people.
boy.
It has happened to me.
Oh god. Oh god. It's the worst for combat shield though because it's a visual upgrade as well. Like you should notice. You know your Marines look a little bit different here. Oh boy. But here we go. Jarppi is moving out. It looks like he will be scouted by this Marine.
Again, good Marine positioning by TerraN. Just like last game. And at the same time, we have some Marines for TerraN moving out on the left side of the map. But there's a Widow Mine light. A Widow Mine on the way.
There are. Oh.
Oh, I mean, that was really good. But if that Widow Mine would have gone for the Marines instead of the Medivac, that would have been even better. But even so, that was a really good Widow Mine shot. It out basically all the life from those Marines and those Medivacs, and the Marines of Jarppi just came in and cleaned it up.
Yes, literally shut everything down there. Jarppi does secure his 4th base. Meanwhile, TerraN, likewise, a little bit slower, but his is still there on location. And yeah, we're just kind of chilling right now, you know. We're maxing out. TerraN and Jarppi, they're not too far away from 200 supply.
Yes, 200. And then finally, we're going to... This is going to see, like, I think, 2 turtles fight like. Do you know the sound that 2 turtles make when they fight?
I don't know the sound they make, but I do know that at the end, one of them gets flipped over.
Yes. It is like hearing two rocks banging each other. That's what it sounds like. You know, you're here in your room and then you're hearing rocks and you're like, who's throwing rocks at my home? No, just
goddamn turtles. Alright, and you know what? Both armies are completely missing each other. We could end up in a base trade. Who is going to turn around first?
Yes.
Jarppi, mate, you gotta go.
One important thing. TerraN sent to the other side of the map. Liberators, mate. This is a double harass.
Mate, and Jarppi is doing nothing here. Finally, he reacts. Finally, he's gonna go in. There are 3 tanks here, so he has to be careful. It said he's going for a Doom drop.
I like it. I'm not sure if I like it.
I mean, there's not much here, and TerraN doesn't see this coming.
It's only one turret. Here comes TerraN's army, but it's very little. There's not many Marines. Oh no, the SCVs have to be pulled.
Yeah, and it looks like Jarppi will find a nice position here in the main base of TerraN. Meanwhile, TerraN, sure, he forced a liftoff, but that's it. And TerraN turns around. Ooh.
Made a lot of production of TerraN is going down here. The supply depots now, he is supply block.
Yeah. This is disastrous for TerraN. He barely dealt any damage whatsoever. Meanwhile, at the same time, he left his 3rd base exposed.
Oh, mate, now he's starting to lose a lot of SCVs. 17 SCVs went down so far for Jarppi, but 8 SCVs have been going down for TerraN. He lost everything in his main base. He's losing his 3rd base. Mate, what a real disaster.
Yeah, this is, as you said, disastrous here for TerraN. Even if TerraN cleans all of this up, the damage has been done. TerraN, he's down to 2 bases now. He does have plenty of CC, so he can go and fly them around, but again, he was just pulled apart.
Yes, the important part is that he lost quite a bit of production, including his factories, mate. Which are really huge. Like, mate, there's no more factories in the map. He cannot make any more. No more tanks for a while. Only one factory is burning.
Yeah, it's being repaired. Just trying to keep it alive. That does mean that if Jarppi takes another big fight and he kills the majority of these tanks, then TerraN will have a very hard time replacing them, and Jarppi will be able to snowball.
Here comes Jarppi for the 2nd punch.
It does get scouted, and TerraN still has a decent amount of tanks with his army. Like, he can definitely make this hard for Jarppi to really push into his bases.
Oh, way there. That was a really bad position. I thought he was going to drop in the tank, over the tank, but no, he's over there. That's okay. That's okay. He destroyed the tanks. He managed to get a good position, but he comes there with his superiority.
Yeah, TerraN was not ready for the drop. That was really well done there by Jarppi. He does drop in the mineral line as well, and just barely out of range of the planetary.
Meanwhile, where is TerraN army going? Is he going for a base trade again?
I thought he was going to try and surround the army, but yeah, he's going for the base instead. And yo, if Jarppi sees this, or he sieges up, mate, he defends.
Now, with TerraN constantly on their siege, meanwhile, Jarppi, this base is not going down. This one is going down.
Nicely done there by TerraN. He still does find some damage at the same time. The Vikings are getting ready to land. They do land on top of the tanks. The Marines, they left them alone.
Oh no.
Ooh, and there's
enough
nothing.
Marines. There's nothing here to support the tanks, and there's nothing more here.
Yeah, the tanks
now have free reign over this siege position.
Exactly, really well done there by Jarppi. At the same time, TerraN going for a couple of drops. Oh, he is getting cleaned up, and TerraN still hasn't really been able to do much about this third base here. Meanwhile, they're both kind of at a standstill.
Jarppi finally lost a couple of the tanks in the that are attacking the fort of TerraN. Only one tank remaining.
Yeah. And this should be cleaned up. At the same time, Jarppi is going for another counter drop here towards the third base of TerraN. TerraN isn't sieged up yet, but okay, he does react.
He focuses on the CC. Okay, not enough DPS. The tanks managed to save it.
And I was surprised TerraN was distracted by that drop, and he didn't encirculate and clean up this army. Instead, he's going for the drops.
I'm not sure if I approve.
Yeah.
Watch out the Vikings. Watch out the Vikings.
I mean, I'm really curious to see, as a bunch of Vikings do go down, what this army does here for Jarppi. He's kind of in the middle of everything. He hasn't really decided. Oh, he'll lose another CC.
And he's still ahead economically. It does not hurt them very much still. But wait. Did TerraN destroy one of his own CCs?
Did he?
Yes, I believe so. We will check the replay afterwards, but I'm pretty sure that TerraN just killed one of his own CCs.
Oh god, no. Meanwhile, it looks like TerraN will be able to come around and clean all this up, but now here comes finally the main army of Jarppi. I was waiting to see what the hell it was going to do. It was kind of idle in the middle of the map. He was cleaning up all the rocks, and now he finds a beautiful position. He kills another one of his CCs! He killed it!
Oh god.
That king, please! What is happening, TerraN?
Madness. This is what's happening.
Oh my god.
TerraN managed to clean the tanks finally, but he loses a lot in the process. And mate, what is going on?
So did that happen twice then? Because for sure I saw that one where TerraN just right-clicked his own orbital and just destroyed it.
I believe TerraN lost 3 Cs in the span of like 1 minute.
2 of them he did himself.
He's trying to play down. He has less CCs than his opponent. And the only good thing that he has is this standing army.
Exactly, and even then, he just lost his medevacs. He just lost 2 tanks. He only has 1 tank left with this main army. It looks like he's gonna try and take down this orbital, but yo, there are plenty of SCVs here to repair, and here comes the main army of Jarppi.
The tank is gonna go down. The tank went down. It's only Marines now.
Yeah, TerraN.
100.
He fell apart, mate. I don't know what happened, what prompted him, what hotkeys he clicked by accident, what he clicked, what he didn't click, I don't know, but oh my god. Even the CC was floating across the map. It was like hotkeyed with the main army.
One thing that I just noticed that Jarppi has in his favor that I didn't notice before was, that drop that happened in the main base of TerraN? It destroyed the armory. So TerraN has not rebuilt it, only now rebuilding it, and he's still on 2-2.
Oh god, exactly. I'm also surprised he never rebuilt factories. He still stayed on that one factory the entire time.
No wonder he's struggling.
Yeah. Oh god, and here comes the siege. Once again, this planetary is under threat. Once again, TerraN is ignoring the army and going across the map.
GG, mate. It was too much of a difference at this point, mate.
Mhm.
Yeah. 1-1 in this best of 5 series. That was a very crazy series, mate. Even more so than the previous one.
Yeah, it was very, very back and forth. I don't know, man. TerraN. It did feel like he was lacking in some aspects. Like, we talk about it all the time, especially in TvT, because Doom drops are so common. Like, he didn't have a missile turret to protect his main base from the Doom drops. After that Doom drop happened, he never recovered. Even though he was mining quite a bit, like, his production was always hindered.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, what a game, mate. What a game. And this one only makes us 1-1, so we have at least 2 more games to see.
Oh boy, oh boy.
But you're just drinking water right now.
Yes, yes, and the stream is catching up, and they they just saw TerraN destroy his inaugural. Oh god.
He doesn't need this orbital scapa.
So let's see. I believe Jarppi's IRL name is Jens, right?
No, it's not. It's not. Let me check. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Oh no, it's not. It's not. It's not. Rodrigo.
Yes. Yes, his little name is Rodrigo Hinojosa. Yes, I remember that. I remember that last name.
Hmm.
I remember many years ago, there was a tournament that I loved very much.
Mhm.
It was called the Circuito Nacional Chileno,
Hmm.
the CCC, the CNC, something like that. Circuito Nacional de Chile, something like that. It was a Chilean only tournament back in the day during Weeks of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm.
Mhm.
And the finals made were played offline.
Oh.
Yes, there is a little place in I believe it's in Santiago de Chile,
Mhm.
called the Casa Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Yes, which is literally is a house where I think Coke is sold or something like that, like Coca-Cola is sold. And they did it offline, and there are videos made of the place and interviews with the players. Back in the day, you know, when there was Jarppi, there was other players that you probably didn't know. There was one set player, a really good one called Sheep,
Mm.
which I believe he ended up second place or something like that. And ever since I saw the tournament, and I'm like, oh, the Chilean community is awesome.
Mm.
And then Legacy of the Void happened, and everyone left. But I'm a little sad because we have another good Chilean here.
Mhm.
And speaking of players, here we have the third map of the series, Romanticide. We start here with our red TerraN player playing all the way from Portugal, but he is Brazilian. This is TerraN.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Chilean TerraN. He's blue, representing himself. It is Jarppi. And I was thinking the exact same thing, Microwave, He kind of pulled an MMA. MMA, famously in DreamHack, killed his own CC, but he still won the game. That's the difference.
Was that the game where Hydra left? Hydra left the game? Was it MMA versus Hydra? Or was it another match? There was another match.
Another match. This MMA, this was a lot more recently, like maybe 2015, 2016. It was the DreamHack where MMA ended up winning the whole thing, and then DreamHack sent him the trophy, and it was misspelt, and it said DreamHack instead of DreamHack.
Okay. Hashtag esports. Yeah. Like, I have the Wikipedia page up for that tournament that I talked to you about.
Oh.
Circuito Chileno de StarCraft. CCS. You know? It was back in September, October of 2014.
2014. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, 2014. That was during Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah.
There are some of which you probably do not recognize because it was before your time. There was Psycho, who was a really good Protoss player. There was HHS, a TerraN player that plays since the beginning. Wingyan, maybe you know the name Wingyan.
Yeah, Wingyan, yeah.
Stone is here. Cinder is here. Poison is here. And you know who the top 3 was?
Top 3 in 2014?
Yes.
Was Darkness playing?
Yes, Darkness was playing.
Darkness was up there. Darkness, Half-Breed, Jarppi?
Almost. Halfrey didn't play this tournament, so it was third place was Jarppi. The second place was the set player Chip that I talked to you about, and the winner was Darkness.
Yeah, of course it was. I was about to bring that up because you were talking about like Chilean representation, and Jarppi is doing really well here, repping Chile, and it's great to have someone from Chile here in the closed qualifiers because, again, last year it was all about Darkness. Darkness straight up was insane. He was looking so good. You know, arguably the 4th best player in the region, overtaking Eric. Like, there was so much hype around him. I hope he comes back. Eventually, yeah. Maybe this year, maybe next year at some point. Because he still plays.
Eventually. Yes, eventually. What we have a comeback here is TerraN with a double Reaper opening, and Jarppi was not ready at all.
Not at all, mate. These Reapers, they're just running around the base. They're doing whatever they want. So many workers have gone down too. Are we going to get a third? We do get a third.
3 workers, and I believe 1 enemy Reaper and 1 enemy Marine for only Reapers. Sure, I'll take it. And now here comes the Cyclone just to end up the punch.
Exactly, here comes the Cyclone. Does get a lock on a Hellion. The Hellion is going to go down. And where do we go from here? Again, I imagine TerraN is going to get a Raven. Like, it's pretty standard to get something like that. But TerraN already having a small advantage here, dealing all that damage. He's set up defensively with this Cyclone.
You're correct. This is the Raven.
And we could be in for the longest one here because we are on Romanticide, the largest map in the map pool. And we've already had some pretty... Yeah, it's the largest one.
So I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't look like the largest map in the map. Like I would have thought that maybe Jagannatha was the largest. Something.
Jagannatha is the longest. Since it's vertically long.
So just in terms of area size,
yeah,
Romanticide biggest one.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh boy. So we'll see. We're gonna see a lot of tank lines, unless someone does something crazy. Again, we have seen some decent Doom drops. You know, we've seen Jarppi use them to great effect, essentially to win him, to secure him that win last game, to secure him that lead, I should say. And we could see that again. Hopefully this time TerraN is a little bit more prepared for that stuff. Again, we see missile turret rings around bases for a reason, especially in TvT.
Yep, 100%. And here comes TerraN. TerraN is the one going to initiate the push. He got spotted by that Icon, so I think he's going to go back. After Jarppi saw it, no, not worth it. Especially because other than the tanks, he really does not have much to cover his bases.
Yeah, exactly. I love this from Jarppi. Like, this is it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see this.
Yep, he learned from his opponent in the previous games.
Meanwhile, interesting from TerraN, not keeping his Raven with his main army, instead going for some auto tower terrace. Risky.
Yes, risky, but I think it's going to be worth it. Those auto turrets has a very what's the word I'm looking for? Discreet way of dealing a lot of damage. The DPS is very high actually.
Yes.
I believe they can 3-shot SCVs.
It's insane. And I love that TerraN is doing this, especially because, like, he knows the Cyclone's in the middle of the map. It's not at home to defend. Like now is the opportune moment to dive in with this Raven.
Oh, he's going to deny the 4th base.
And denies the base, kills a couple more SCVs. At the same time, ooh, it looks like the Cyclone has maintained map control here for TerraN.
The Raven just comes back, and it's like the War Prism that we saw like a couple of series ago. It's just going to be annoying for the rest of the game.
Yeah, pretty much. He has to be careful because there are Vikings, so, you know, he doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Again, ideally, you keep this Raven alive with your main army for the big attack.
Yes. Yes, those auto turrets and that disruption makes are huge when it's come to tech battles.
Boy.
But players just macroing, just chilling. I don't think we're going to have big pushes in the next few minutes. People are still just against economy. I mean, I say that and just say that I think Jarppi is going to move out.
At least with the drop, you know, he does move out with Marines. We have plenty of spotter Marines from both players out on the map. Even Cyclone here and there, but yeah, Jarppi gonna try and find something here with this drop. Hopefully he doesn't try to go into the main because the Vikings are ready and waiting.
There you go. The Marines are going to intercept.
Oh.
He has to be careful because Jarppi has the upgrade advantage.
That he does. Jarppi scans. He sees the tanks move out. Yo, he wants some of the tanks.
Oh, is he going to snipe the tanks?
He gets the Raven.
That is huge. That's half the number of Ravens that TerraN has. I mean, what is this Raven doing here? Is he going to?
Interesting.
He just nonchalantly walks straight to the main base of Jarppi, and no one bothered him. And just drop into the natural.
Exactly. And TerraN scans. He sees all the tanks here sieged up at the third base of Jarppi. TerraN cannot push in. Backs off, but you're always still thinking about a drop. No, the Raven.
Okay, like it was his time.
Yeah, he paid for himself, to be fair.
Yes. Front Marines.
Oh god, the Marines, they are going to be picked off. In the end, TerraN's gonna have a hard time getting away with this drop as well, because this time Jarppi's sensor tower, it's like pressed up right against the edge of the map, so he will have vision. Both sensor towers actually.
I mean, speaking of drops, this is a mega drop that Jarppi is planning to do.
Oh yeah. Again, bold move made, because look at the Vikings. They're ready. Oh god. Here we go.
Player just ready. Seeing this is where the chest pass come from, like.
Exactly. I mean, we have 4 full medevacs of Marines looking to try and get some damage done. We'll see if he commits to try and go into the main base, or if he unloads and tries and hit the third instead. He has to be so careful, just outside of sensor tower range. It's in.
Oh no.
Ooh.
He loses one. Okay, he only lost one, but still, he was completely denied over there.
Yeah, he was not expecting those Vikings. Meanwhile, TerraN, the 4 sites, he already had it there, ready and waiting. Loses the sensor tower, immediately rebuilds it.
He's going to lose all these Marines because he comes the Viking. They're going to snipe these medevacs.
Yeah, exactly. The medevacs do go down. He does lose a Viking. It looks like, oh my god, the sandwich. Jarppi just barely trying to get away, and now here comes the entire army. There's only 2 tanks here for Jarppi.
Oh, watch out with the welcome command. He lost a lot of Marines with that, with a couple of volleys of those tanks.
And now Jarppi only has 1 tank. It's go time for TerraN.
He focuses on the tank is gone. Now there's only Marines here.
Yeah, finally a couple of tanks coming to reinforce. The base almost goes down.
Okay, he won't lose the base, but he is forced to go back. The base is burning. Please repair it.
He should repair it. soon, maybe. Yeah, SCV's on the way. Thank God, thank God. Oh, yo, the tanks!
Easy pickups, easy pickups. He literally forgot 2 tanks, and now they're going down.
Exactly. Ugh, feels bad, man. TerraN did abandon 2 of his tanks, got punished for it. At the same time, Jarppi expanding to the north, taking his 4th. Since he did just lose 1.
Yep, this in my opinion, this is the base that he had to do since the beginning. It is it is more easy to defend, even though this is a little more far away. But look at the choke. There's only a little choke that everyone has to walk over there.
The problem is that this base isn't covered by the sensor tower. Like, he has no idea that the army is repositioning here. And there's only tanks. Yo, he can jump on top of the tanks.
I don't think he will because of the planetary. The planetary adds a lot of DPS.
Oh my God.
He's going straight to the base.
Mate, there's nothing here.
Literally out of position.
Yeah, there's nothing here. Jarppi, he comes all the way back home, and TerraN sieges up in the main base.
All his production is starting to go down. He already lost 1 barracks. He's gonna lose the second one. Here comes Jarppi with everything that he has.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a very good candidate. It is a very good candidate. He's going to clean it at the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, TerraN barely had any Marines with his tanks. Like, that was mainly tanks in the main, so he did not have anything to protect them. I would say a bigger loss for TerraN, to be honest.
Yes.
Like, he got what, 2, 3 Raxes?
I mean, you say that, but TerraN did a second robot with Marines to the tier base of Jarppi, and he killed 16 SCVs.
True. There was a drop there on the bottom, and oh my God, he takes out the CC.
Yes, he takes out the 5th. He destroys the tanks in the 4th. Man, now this is TerraN's game.
Yeah, again though, he lost a lot of tanks, so he only has 2 here across the map. I feel like Jarppi can definitely take advantage of this and try and push on forward. As time goes on, TerraN, he's rebuilding that tank count and, you know, getting rid of that disadvantage that he has.
I feel that TerraN got caught off guard because he has Ravens with his army, so he could have easily shoot a little disruption or the turrets to add more beats to that army.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's still in a good position. We are 5 bases for TerraN, 4 bases for Jarppi.
Exactly. Like, the problem is that Jarppi is contained to 4 bases, as you said. Like, he's really struggling to break out from here.
Nice red splash over all those Marines, but be careful with those tanks up. Meanwhile, a drop over these 2 tanks, but now that's the thing. The planetary are covering those tanks a lot for any Marines drop that happen.
Exactly. 1 medevac is not enough to take down those tanks. But the problem is that right now Jarppi is focusing on like trying to survive, and TerraN, he's just expanding, mate. He's just taking more bases.
That's the thing, mate. That the air superiority, and TerraN now is starting to build Liberators.
I was about to say that, like, yo, with this many Vikings that he's had for a while, Liberator production would be great. Finally, he is getting them out, and when he does, what is Jarppi's response going to be? Can he even respond to the Liberators? Oh my God.
Oh, mate, drops over the tanks. He destroys like half the tanks with that little drop, mate.
Exactly.
All because of the friendly fire that the tanks does.
Yeah, and obviously as well, Jarppi was out of position with his Marines. He did not have them protect those tanks from those drops. They were here, or they're still here over on the right-hand side of the map.
Now the question is, what does Jarppi do? He's forced out of siege. The army finally moves out.
Yeah, that it does. Another anti-armor missile.
He has to be careful because he does not have a lot of Marines, and there's still a lot of tanks.
Yeah, that is something that TerraN is lacking. I mean, Jarppi, he's going across the map. He knows the position he's in, but he runs into an army of Marines. Ah, God.
Not enough Marines, not enough Marines. The tanks for Terra managed to siege up. Knight is about to lose these tanks. The Liberators? Oh, the Liberators survive.
Yeah, they survive. They take out a couple more tanks. Jarppi is getting ready to maybe try and sandwich this and come in from behind with his Marines. Like, this is the last amount of Marines that he really has. Maybe he can do something.
Is he? I don't know.
He's just chilling, mate. He's watching his tanks die is what he's doing. Oh my god. Oh my god, the Marines! Stop! Oh my god!
The thing here is TerraN is max out. I expect TerraN's reinforcements to arrive any second now, but no. Here come Jarppi's Marines. They surround the tanks. Are they enough to destroy them? The answer is yes, like, but at what cost, mate? At what cost?
Yeah, they are.
The Vikings land.
They are able to clean up all the tanks, thankfully, right? And that does relieve a lot of pressure from Jarppi. That's the one thing that TerraN was missing here. He wasn't reinforcing. If he was, he probably could have held on to that position.
Yeah, mate. At the end of the day, Jarppi managed to get a 4th and a 6th, 5th and a 6th base, but they're not saturated at all.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing from them, and it is TerraN who has the superior economy and the superior army count at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And he was able to keep the majority of his Vikings alive as well, despite that massive loss outside the bases of Jarppi. So he's still able to deal with the majority of the medevacs and even go back into Liberators. He's not, but he probably should. You know, Liberators, they're pretty good. TerraN, please. But he
cannot. He's maxed out. Only one Liberator revealed.
Only one, mate. Only one.
Nice Disruption Matrix. It destroys both of the tanks, and now these tanks are going to manage to siege this base.
Yeah, at the same time, Jarppi is going across the map, looking to try and hit one of these other bases or get us around on this army. So this planetary is getting pretty low. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Goes down at the same time. He scouts with his CC and he sees the planetary. Immediately reacts. Oh no.
Can you imagine if that CC could land and squish whatever is underneath?
I know a lot of Terrans would wish they could do that against borrowed lings. You know how you borrow one ling under the CC?
There we go. Jarppi loses another base. He is forced back to only 5 bases. I mean 4 bases really. And mate, now the economy of Jarppi is going to start to suffer. Just look at how many resources each player has.
Exactly, he just barely has anything right now. To be fair, the army supplies are still close, so in a head-on-head engagement, like Jarppi can still make something happen. But when it comes to rebuilding from there, from a big army loss, that's where he's going to come into trouble.
Yep. TerraN has basically 10 times the amount of resources that Jarppi has right now.
And here comes TerraN. There are only 2 tanks here. The majority of Jarppi's army is completely out of position. TerraN can definitely take advantage of this.
Oh, interference matrix on both tanks, and the Marines coming in, they snipe them. And now there's nothing here. The tanks are going to have free range, but meanwhile, Jarppi with the counterattack.
Yes, finally, here we go. He's going for a semi-base trade, forcing TerraN to react and maybe come back home.
Because TerraN has nothing. Because TerraN has no army, basically, in his side of the map.
Yeah, exactly. And again, Jarppi can still take this, you know, even like he has a very formidable army. And if he sieges up on the high ground, then what is TerraN going to do?
Only one tag here, nothing much defense. He has a few Marines up in his main base. He has a few Marines waiting down there. Maybe he may try to sandwich his Dailer, but this is a good position for Jarppi. Finally, a good position for him in this game.
TerraN has to wait for Jarppi to unsiege, and there we go. Half the army unsieges. TerraN there, he doesn't see, he doesn't have vision.
Yeah. The thing is, Jarppi has to win this because look at his base on the other side of the map, mate. He lost his 4th, he lost his 3rd. His main is being under siege.
He's under siege by what though? Vikings? Like
Vikings.
there's no tanks. Ooh.
I mean, this has become a very funky trade, mate.
Yeah. Oh, the Liberators are doing a really nice job covering that ramp, so it looks like TerraN will be able to take down everything here in the main base. At the same time, Jarppi can't push into the main of TerraN. Oh.
Oh my god, those Shikstans are doing a lot of damage. They won't clear all these, but mate, no more Marines. These only tanks.
And that was the fight that TerraN needed. He fought with half his army, by the way. It was literally those 3 tanks that just obliterated the Marines of Jarppi.
I believe this is game, mate. This is made because Jarppi has nothing that shoots up, and there's still Liberators in his main base.
Exactly. Oh god. Jarppi did a really good job counterattacking, but again, that was not the best decision making to really commit to that fight to try and break TerraN's siege line there. And now TerraN is going across the map. He's got tanks, he's got Marines, he's got Libs, he's got Vikings, he's got everything he needs.
Well, the production of Jarppi is basically going. He's building emergency barracks. And GG, mate. TerraN takes the second point in this best of 5 series. He's up 2-1.
Also, Baba, Jarppi hasn't been active since 2017. Not true. Jarppi played in Rebirth last year. What are you on about? Mate. I guess, unless he means consistently active, I guess. But Jarppi has been playing the game. He has been practicing. And he's doing very well. But TerraN does take the lead in this series. Oh boy. Remember, it's a best of 5. TerraN needs 1 more to take the entire series. Jarppi needs 1 more to go to the ace match.
Mates, the bottom series, the Zerglord versus Shakti is over.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yes, the Zerglord 3-0 Shakti.
Wow, I honestly favored Shakti between the 2 of them, but the Zerglord maybe proved me wrong. 3-0.
Yes, so congratulations to Zerglord. You advance to the top 8 and to DreamHack Latin America. He joins the ranks of Paco Mike and Special and Eric and Kelasur and Cham. We're going to see him play on Wednesday.
Wow, congratulations to Zerglord. It's not the first time he's made it to the main event in the past. He has been able to compete in that group stage last year, so very impressive to see him there once again.
Light, if you please give me a minute, I'm going to get some more water.
Go for it, mate. Go for it. Oh boy. So as I quickly check the streams, it looks like Rotterdam has finished casting. At the moment, he's actually playing poker on stream. So I guess he's finished covering the tournaments for today. He was casting the match between Shakti and the Zerglord. So now everyone else has come together. We are going to be casting this series alongside Cosmos in Brazilian and Lora, aka Racket Tor, in English as well. So we are all following Jarppi versus TerraN. The loser of this series will go up against Jim Rising. Jim Rising still kind of chilling and waiting down there for a while. I'm actually checking Jim's stream here. God damn it. Looks like, yep, he's covering it in Spanish as well. Of course, I want to remind everyone, Jim, of course, if you don't know who he is the Mexican Shelby. I know Shelby's a pretty popular streamer out there, and Jim, he does take a lot of notes from him. One day. As the players are returning. Please don't start with me. Switch players, no. Okay, we're gonna have to just remake the lobby. It's all good, And we are going to be diving into game number 4 between these two players. TerraN, currently up 2-1 in this best of 5. Again, uno más, mate. One more.
And here we go. Here we go. Just in time, right?
Just in time.
Just in time. Welcome to Beckett Industries, or map number 4 in this best of 5 series. Here in the top of the map, we have the red TerraN player, TerraN.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Beckett Industries LE, we have the Chilean TerraN player. He is blue, representing himself. It is Jarppi. Oh boy, mate, Beckett Industries, one of your favorite maps.
Yes, for TvC.
For TvT.
For TvT, it's 50-50 because your opponent's also TerraN. He can also make use of all the chokes that are here. Mm-hmm. The good thing is there are a lot of good chokes for 6 times in this map.
Oh yeah.
The entrance to your natural, the entrance to your third base, the little zone where the acceleration zone is, it's a super choky.
A lot of good positions here. And this is a very small map as well, so it's going to force these two players to engage with each other. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to, get those siege lines up and running and kind of back off and be passive. We'll see how things kick off here.
Yeah, we'll see what the difference is. TerraN is the one who opened this game with the barracks first, then gas. Meanwhile, Jarppi is the one who opened gas first and then barracks. So his factory is going to be a little bit faster, but his repair is going to be a little bit slower.
Yeah. So we see small differences between these two players. We'll see if they actually come into play at all here. I'm also I want to mention this. I'm pleasantly surprised that no one has gone mech yet. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm good on you guys.
I mean, good thing that you mentioned it, because now both players are going to.
No! Don't do it! Oh god!
Wait, you were the one who brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't blame me. Don't blame me.
Aye.
Get in the chat, please, people.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they don't change things too drastically here in game number 4. As the players are slowly kind of getting underway, we'll see if anyone decides to go for any kind of Banshee. Once again, TerraN, he's just being safe, going for the Cyclone first, I imagine, into a Raven.
Yes, Jarppi now is the aggressive one with the Helion and 2 Reapers. They are definitely going to win this battle, and they're going to delay this natural base.
Yeah, they take down the SCV, do back off. They don't want to stick around long enough for that Cyclone to show up, like that has happened in the past.
Or are they?
I hope not. Ooh. Helion just barely managed to survive.
Yes, good Reaper Grenade. They managed to save this little Helion here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the end of the day, 1 SCV loss, so now Jarppi is on the lead, and this is GG, mate. This is GG. 1 SCV.
1 SCV, mate. Oh boy. We'll see if he'll throw away that lead, or if he's able to hold on to it. Once again, Jarppi, actually going for the Raven himself here. We'll see if either one of them decides to harass a little bit with them like we saw last time. I don't know if that was the best use for them, but I say that TerraN got a lot of damage last game.
Reaper's trying to get it into the base, but the Cyclone was ready. One of the Reapers lost his life for it.
Ooh, and this is interesting. So Jarppi, he doesn't get into the main base. He is unable to scout, and TerraN is the one going for the Banshees. So we have a bit of a role reversal here. and Jarppi instead the one going for, I guess, the defensive Ravens. We'll see if TerraN can find some damage here. Again, it can be difficult, but you know, it's TerraN.
It is possible. It is possible. The Cyclone for Jarppi goes down. Now the question is, what is going to Jarppi build after these two Ravens? Oh, Jarppi's moving out.
He is moving out. It does get scouted by the Reaper. Ooh, does force Jarppi to rethink things. Back off a little bit.
And now, where is this? Okay, the tank is going to defend over there, just in the choke. But there's only one tank, mate.
And once again, the Reaper scouts the army. TerraN, he knows the army movements. Raven does come in. He has to be careful not to be locked on by that Cyclone.
I personally do not think this is going to do damage. He already has 2 tanks. He has enough Marines. Even with the Interference Matrix, I don't think it is enough.
Yeah, and Jarppi, okay, he backs off for now. I mean, regardless, he's just kind of keeping TerraN on his toes while Jarppi throws down an expansion on location. Like, he's just kind of keeping TerraN busy.
Yes, but meanwhile, while Jarppi is on the side of the map, mate, Banshees. It is a double prototype. We have one Banshee here in the natural, and there's one Banshee here in the main base.
Yeah, exactly. Here comes the Banshee in the natural. A lot of workers going down. Oh my god, TerraN is pulling Jarppi apart. Jarppi being punished for being active out on the map.
There's 7 SCVs. He lost one of the Banshees. I believe the Banshees were not exactly like in sync. One hit before the other.
It did.
Yes, he delayed his third CC, which is really nice. And the Banshee is still alive, so he can maybe do more damage a little bit. Okay, the energy is out, the bike is here, no more Banshee.
Yeah, but what TerraN was able to do was incredibly impressive. Oh my god, even delays the third CC even more, forces the SCV away. But to be able to deal all this economic damage, delay the third CC the way he did, and now it's TerraN's turn to move out.
The Banshee goes down. Let's post this army, which this is huge because now Jarppi can reposition correctly.
Exactly. TerraN's Banshee kind of betraying him a little bit. if the Banshee was moving in a different direction, maybe this push wouldn't have been scouted. But because it was, TerraN does pull back, does regroup.
Shout out to Misery SC who has raided this channel.
Yes, thank you so much, Misery. We really appreciate the raid. We appreciate the support. For the people wondering, this is DreamHack Masters Summer Close Qualifier for Latin America, Latino America. This is one of the qualifying matches.
This may not be the best region, but it is the most entertaining region.
That's the best region, mate. What are you on about? What are you? Oh my god.
I mean, for legal reasons, I cannot say it is the best, but I can say it is the most entertaining. That I can say.
Oh god. I mean, a lot of the regions are like they're all great. They're all great in their own way. Let's say that instead.
In their own way. Sure.
Yeah. Here on this channel, we've been
here.
Yeah,
Australian saying that.
Here on this channel, we've been able to cast every single closed qualifier except for Europe, you know, NA, China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Oceania, and Latin America. They've all been a lot of fun, to be honest. They've all had their own things going for them, their own storylines. It's been great. It's been a great week.
Mate, when are you going to clone yourself and put yourself in Poland so you can have CranKy Ducklings Europe?
That's the dream. Really?
I wanna see CranKy Ducklings online 24/7.
Really, we just need all the Europeans to move to Australia. That would be easier. That would be. Oh god. But yeah. One day we'll be able to have CranKy Ducklings 24/7. We're almost there.
Yeah. Maybe Yaku graduates and then he moves over to Europe.
Oh god, I do not trust him to be on a plane, mate. That's not. Oh god.
Who said anything about a plane? He's going to swim over there.
He's gonna swim, mate. He's gonna take a boat. Oh god.
Anyhow, coming back to this game, this is a very, very standard, tank marine heavy game. I like the way that these two players, at least TerraN, he's building supply depots here and there to watch instead of the marines that Jarppi is using. Yeah. I think Jarppi being the aggressor now.
Exactly, exactly. And it's so important because Jarppi, he's going for these drops, and there are already two depots ready in position to scout this.
This one is not going to miss it, but the second one definitely going to spot it.
He will, but TerraN's main army is very out of position. It's on the opposite side of the map. He does spot the drop. How does he react? He pulls back immediately.
And there's nothing here. There's nothing in the tier base light.
God, nothing.
CC is going.
Yeah, the
is CC going to be denied?
Oh my
yes,
God,
he
oh my God.
focuses. He focuses it.
He tries to focus it, but now he stops, and it looks like the CC will survive.
I mean, he trades very well with these Marines, but I don't know, man. I think if I were Jarppi, I would have focused that CC.
Yeah, unfortunately he didn't. What he did do, I don't know if you noticed, he actually focused on the Ravens of TerraN. So there is definitely a lot of value there. Like, I mean, he does trade well, but as you said, maybe it would have been worth it to focus on that CC. It's hard to say.
Now TerraN is going to counter with his own drop.
Yes.
And this drop contains tanks.
And unfortunately, Jarppi, he misses it with his army, and he does not have his own depots. But there are some Vikings here. Literally one Viking.
Yes, one Viking, a Marine, spots him.
Doesn't
but there's
care,
nothing here. The Viking actually retreats. He does not shoot. He does not care.
Yeah, well,
Mate,
like...
this is possible. You never want to be dropped in your main base of all places.
Exactly. At the same time, we do have a drop here from Jarppi pushing into the natural base of TerraN. Oh my God, TerraN just barely saving his tank, but he gets focused down.
Oh no, now the SCVs are being pulled and a lot of SCVs are dying, like, and a lot of SCVs are dying.
Oh my God, at the same time, we do have the fourth base of Jarppi under threat. It looks like it may go down here. Oh my God, Jarppi's going down the ramp into tank fire.
Meanwhile, here in the main base, the drop is still going on. The engineering base for Jarppi went down, so no more upgrades, and the 2-2 for TerraN is about to finish.
Exactly, and that drop from earlier, that aggression from Jarppi, it looks like it has been stopped. It did not get into the main base. It is still stuck here in the natural. It will eventually be cleaned up, and this is disastrous for Jarppi.
Large interfering matrix on half of the tanks here. And this drop is going to be cleaned. Finally.
Finally does get cleaned up. The aggression is not over though, because again, TerraN, he's repositioning. Oh my God, so many tanks there, all within range of the planetary. Planetary's dead, mate. There's no way.
Yep. Yep. Okay, at the end of the day, look, at the end of the day, TerraN lost a lot more SCVs than Jarppi did. But Jarppi lost a lot of infrastructure than TerraN did, especially the upgrades, which are the most critical part.
Exactly.
Thing. Who do you think came out on top?
I mean, so Jarppi, he lost 2 bases and his production. That's pretty big. SCVs can be remade. It's going to take a long time for all these Raxes to really get underway. And the thing is, like, mate, TerraN has plenty of bases, right? You can make 4 SCVs at a time. Like, he's fine, mate. Like, he's already almost caught up in workers.
And remember, guys, TerraN is the one who only needs one more map win to win the series.
Exactly. You were talking about the upgrades. 3-3 is on the way for TerraN. The double E-bays are still on the way for Jarppi. Oh my God, he unsieged. Okay, resieges. Thank God.
This is forced to lead up because the tanks are in position.
The coward Viking finally gets taken out as well.
He's going into the main base to destroy whatever is left here.
He's like, let's go. He drops in. Hey, there's nothing here. I didn't leave anything last time. That's right. Oh God, it'll take out a couple of Raxes here and there. It's not the biggest of deals. Again, the majority of the production is over here at the third base. Picks up. Should come back. Yo, can you get the Raven?
Yep.
Oh.
He does get the Raven, and now TerraN is just going to move out and position in another place.
God, TerraN's just done so well here. Finally, he's, as you said, looking to reposition. Jarppi stuck on 2 bases, essentially. 1 base, essentially. Like, this natural barely has any mining left.
Now here comes TerraN. There's only 2 tanks here. More tanks finally arrive.
Yeah, that was a very ambitious move by TerraN. I don't know if you saw, he literally dropped his entire army here to try and catch Jarppi unawares, but there were 4 tanks already sieged up. Like, TerraN lost a lot of supply there.
Yes, but here come the reinforcements.
Yep, here come the reinforcements. This planetary, mate, it's completely isolated. The Liberator shows up.
Right, Jarppi is going to lose another base, and we're going to be left with basically a 1 base TerraN.
Exactly, 1 base TerraN. You hate to see it. Oh my god, there are Liberators as well. There's barely any anti-air, only Marines, no more Vikings, no more Ravens. TerraN is looking poised to take this game and eventually qualify it.
Yes, he has the numbers, he has the positioning, he has the upgrades, he has the bases. What doesn't he has?
The Chilean nationality.
That can be fixed. That can be fixed.
That can be fixed. Oh god, as the 1
that
base
can be
left.
fixed, but cannot be fixed in the position that this is going to lose. Oh my god, only 1 CC left for TerraN. For Jarppi here in this game, and mate, Jarppi, I don't know what Jarppi can do, mate.
Jarppi, he's going across the map. He's going for a Hail Mary play. He's going to try and maybe end the game. He knows the position he's in. He knows how close he is from being knocked out of this qualifying match and how important this game is. It's a long shot, but he's going to try. Oh my god. Look at this.
It's a very long shot. And here we go. He's going to get intercepted by this army and then Jarppi GG. GG. Congratulations, TerraN. You are our tier player qualifier today for DreamHack Latin America.
GG, well played. Congratulations, TerraN. Again, we knew that he was the player to look forward to watching. Even in the open qualifiers, TerraN is a monster, and he does take the series. He qualifies for the main event. We'll join the other players like Cham, Special, Eric, and Kelazur in that main event. And now it's time for Old Mate Jaime.
What? Old Man Jaime? Yes, definitely. Hashtag Old Man Jaime on Twitter, please.
Jaime, aka Jim Rising. Hopefully he's ready to play. Hopefully it's not too late for him. He's going to be jumping into our next series, the final qualifying match here today.